This is a talk I gave to the students of Legend 2021, focused around the receiving of a gift and understanding the gift burden paradox. This is part of a class that's looking at an alternative woman's view of the shearer's journey, where there's an invitation to choose which route we come home by and whether or not we bring a gift and what that gift is. In intentional creativity, we know we are passing a gift from hand to hand. Here's what I said to my students and part of my story, my choosing and my understanding of the burden and the gift.
All right, beloved ones. So we are at that choice threshold again in our experience. And the last time we journeyed, you received a gift. I wonder if you have some language as you've spent this time doing the dawning and a return to some deepening and reflecting on the process. I wonder if there's some insight that you're having about this, the carrying of this gift and the sacred responsibility of the gift. You have a choice to wait to receive it. You have a choice to receive it partially. You have a choice to say full-bodied yes. But in each of the cases, you want to take a look at what may be the unknown part, the burden part, the challenge part, the Achilles heel, if you will, the thing that could trip you up about accepting it. And so we're going to go on a little journey in a minute here to guide you toward making that choice really authentically for yourself. And, or I'll just say right now, if you want to go in after something else, you can. You can't get this wrong. If you don't want the gift you got, you can do something else, right? So just know that this isn't destiny like that. It isn't like this predestined gift that you must say yes to or you're, denying life. It's not like that. This is in the imaginal realm. You could imagine that the hidden self is offering up opportunities for you to choose or not, and choosing appropriate to where you are in your life is always the right choice. And if saying yes to the big gift, it feels like too much, don't do it, don't. Keep track of it, pay attention, note it. And there's even a sacrifice in saying no to the gift. And you want to be conscious of that. So like if I accept it, weighing that, what the challenges will be of accepting the gift. Or if I don't accept it, what are the challenges of not accepting it? You also ask, how is that gift related to my process, my painting, my lifestyle, my way of working, my work? In so many cases, those who are choosing to be intentional creativity teachers are making a threshold choice point where they know they want to teach what I'm teaching you to others. They know they want to do that. That is a gift. It's freely given, even though you pay for the training. It is a gift. You pay for the delivery of the training, but you can't buy intentional creativity or even my teachings. It's not for sale. We charge you for delivery. But the gift is freely given to me and freely given to you. There's no ownership in it. It is just pure grace, the teaching of intentional creativity. But when someone says yes to doing that, they say no to a lot of other things. And painting and being an artist takes up a huge part of their life and focus, and other things get let go of. Sometimes people even leave their work or people they were close to, behaviors, patterns, health, fashion. I tell you what, once you go through Legend, you may find a need for a shapeshift in your closet. So there's all kinds of things that happen when you say yes to Legend and yes to teaching and bringing this work to others. It's a gift that you're receiving it, but wow, it's going to take a lot of devotion to get to it. So I wanted to just pause for a moment and just share that with you, for you to just be in that a little bit as we journey, and just say to you that the gift that I'm carrying is the gift of sharing intentional creativity. That is my gift. It is also my burden. At times in the back of my psyche, it feels like my cross to bear, sort of. A term that my mom used to use. I don't like it so much in this context, but it sort of like lingers out here on the periphery as one of the burdens, like this heaviness, this sort of sacrifice. And there are things I've sacrificed in order to do this. And it's a beautiful and amazing life, but it's actually everything that I've done all this time is all this. Like there's nothing else I've done. This is it. And my own personal work has suffered in a way. I haven't been able to publish my fiction books because I'm working. This is my job. I don't have that space yet. That is a sacrifice. Developing my own painting, that has been a sacrifice. Teaching others to do what I do when I used to sell millions of dollars in my own paintings, that is a kind of a sacrifice. And I don't mean it in a negative way, but I'm weighing the costs and the benefits and choosing consciously. Now, when I said yes to taking on intentional creativity, it was a yes to the divine. It was a yes to the great mother. Like, whatever you want me to do, I will do it, but make it clear. Well, this is what they wanted me to do, and I am doing it. I am fulfilling on the agreement. And that means that I said no to tons and tons and tons of other things. And it's totally worth it. And it's a total gift of grace. And I feel a sacred responsibility. And I'm aware there's a whole life that I didn't end up having. There's no better or worse. There's just what I did and the awareness of it. And the balancing of that awareness of accepting that the gift and the burden of the gift allows me to continue to choose over and over to keep going, because I have the power to return home by a different route. I have the power to not teach legend anymore, or to stop teaching Color of Woman. I have the gift of knowing that I'm carrying a gift that I could teach in many different formats. I don't have to do it this way, but it requires that I keep choosing over and over a sort of a greater good for all, while I also maintain my own practice, while I hold the awareness that as long as I'm doing this the way that I'm doing it, I will not be able to do the other things. And it's interesting, I have a group of friends, most of us who chose the community and priestess route weren't able to get our other great works done. We just focused on the work. Those who focused less on the priestess and calling circles route got their books and their other great works finished, but don't then have the community. So it's kind of an interesting thing. There's only so much we can actually do. I don't have regrets about what I've done, but it's weighing the consequences, which allows me to continue to consciously choose the gift, which is what intentional creativity, teaching in this way, and legend, it's all about that, is this conscious choice. It's not a default. It is not just what is. It is not just destiny. It is a gift and a showing up to that gift. And then discovering as you're in motion what the call is. Learning how to reverse engineer my early paintings so that I could share them with you is a labor of love that I have not ceased to work on for about 12 years. And then every year reinvent it and show up and do it again. Do I usually want to do it? I usually don't. Once I'm in it, I'm in it. But what gets me wanting to do it is what? You. Knowing what it will do for you to do this. And then, of course, there's another gift. So there's the gift of giving you the gift. And then there's the gift that happens, like this painting is actually happening. And that is also a gift. So once you say yes to the thing, even if there's some resistance, because there is for me many times, and I move through it, then it's like a break on through to the rest of the gifts that happen, plus the pure joy of being with you and seeing what you're making and knowing that you have the power to change your mind, your life, your path. Like, that is joy for me. Would I also have joy doing something else? Yes. But this joy of knowing how many thousands of women are retelling their stories through legend, that is a deep joy that's about more than just my own personal experience. That is an absolute treasure. It's a treasure. So, thank you. There's that word, treasure. So, shall we approach the treasure and look for your yes, no, maybe, wait, okay, let me have it. Oh no, don't do it. Oh, what will it take? You know, there's no question that you won't know what it's going to take. But you do know that saying yes to it is going to take something. I left San Francisco, my relationships, college, my corporate income, to move to the mountain, live in a trailer, run naked in the woods, dig clay out of the hill, and spend a year at the foot of the master of Suhoi Sellers. I left everything that I had, I was young. I was only 24, but I felt like I'd been working on it, all my life. I left that glitter and glam and high heels behind and picked up my hiking boots and my carving tools and my paintbrushes. At the time, it still felt hard to do, but the choice was clear to me. And so for you, the choice may or may not be totally clear. I chose a totally different path than what I was preparing for. Or you could say, the path chose me. The gift chose me. And sometimes when I would talk to our elder Carmen Baraka about the work, what we do, and all the ways that it emanates out into all of the different forms of activism and service and anti-racism and anti-sexism, and like this little pod of intellectual creativity actually reverberates out into all the things that matter to me about human rights. And there's no way for me to have known at that time what taking that different route would end up meaning. But I felt it, and I knew that I had to make this change or I would never know. For you, you may be at a point in your life and you're wondering, what am I doing here and what's next? And all this time I've been heading this way. This is my story. This is my partner. This is my job. This is my parents. This is our religion. This is how we are. This is what we believe. This is what we think about vaccines. What we don't think about vaccines. This is what we think about climate change. This is what we think about race. This is what we think. And there's a way that we get like really almost militant in our own consciousness because everything wants to be divided and reduced to a kind of black and white. And I want to let you know that there's another choice. You can come home by a different route. Your heart and your mind and your body are your own. You don't have to go the way that others are going. You need to step into your own hearing, your own seeing, your own speaking, your own painting, your own way of working. And as you do that, then these choices will become more and more clear. And if the choice is not clear to receive the gift that's presenting to you at this time, then it's not clear. Then that's a wait and see-ness. And there's nothing wrong with that. Even saying no, because I have been saying no to some big potentials connected to my gift. Even saying no is potent. But the thing is that you get to be the one making the choice. You are the one thinking for yourself. You are the one inhabiting your consciousness. You choose what gift you bring home or don't, and you choose by what route you go home and what route you pause and rest and wait for what's next. This is a threshold moment, not just in the painting, but in your life as a creative woman. What is this gift? Are you saying yes, no, maybe, wait, I'll see? And then how does that saying yes or no or maybe or wait impact the story that you're telling of your life? What story do you wish that you would tell about your life? What would that sound like? I mean, for me, saying that I made a whole bunch of paintings and made a whole bunch of money and, there's collectors all over the world, that's one story. But to say that I got to teach tens of thousands of women in over 70 countries and make a living and provide work for over 40 women a year, and that we opened a museum in the middle of a shit show year and we figured all that stuff out, and now we have, now over 150 people painting their new story. Like, that's a legend. And you have to feel and want a legend for yourself. And to let yourself dream it. To let yourself dream. You know how long I've been dreaming of opening a museum and that it would come inside the hardship of 2020? And that here it is. And here you are and here I am. I chose. And if there's anything I want for women in our community, it's to be able to choose. To know what you think, see, feel, hear, your direct gnosis, with your decision making, with your clear consciousness, with your insight, with the way that you receive, and that painting and drawing are one of the ways that you gain access to those kinds of thoughts and develop clarity for yourself, those ways that you make the invisible visible. But you're at cause for it. No external healer, guru, or shaman can give that to you. Only you can do that. You are your oracle. And this painting is the devotion to that process of developing your own unique way of knowing, being acting and choosing. So in light of that, what say you about the gift being presented? And now we'll journey.